really, guys, really? We have to sneak this through Canada and Germany to get it in because you guys won't work with us? Like, really?
How amazed have you found it, how quickly the influence that Starlink and that technology's commanded?
Well, first of all, technology is amazing, and I never doubted that it would be an incredible benefit to the world. I mean, more internet is just a desire. It is even no matter how fast your internet is, no matter how good it is, no one will say, I'm okay, I'll have less internet. Like it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
So I really believed it would help the third world the most because they could leap over fiber and so forth. Then you'd have the second world and rural communities that would help a lot. I actually didn't realize how much it would affect global politics, and that I think was with the Ukraine war and so forth was. I'm pro-Ukraine and a supporter of that resistance.
And to give context to this, and I got this from Walter's book, I mean, you have the head of the Ukraine military texting you guys.
Yeah, there's a story that's
Yeah.
not in the book that I'll share here. So I get a call from a member of the Canadian government that says they have a direct contact with the mayor of Kyiv. This is before Starlink had done anything, and they would love some Starlinks. So check in with my brother and SpaceX. Like, can we get them some Starlinks? And the general consensus is, unfortunately, the Biden government would be too hard to work with, and so we're like, oh, that sounds just like a drag, and they just don't like my brother, and so it's so depressing. But anyway, so the government in Canada said, what if we are your partner? And so we said, okay, we'll trust you, we'll send you the Starlink. So we shipped it to Canada. I found out the story later, but they had to ship it to Germany, and then they had to smuggle it across the Ukraine border because it's war, right? And it gets all the way to the mayor's. The mayor is this boxer, like he's this really tough looking guy. He has a twin brother.
The Klitschko's, right?
Yeah. And so I get this text on my phone from the mayor. I didn't even know this guy, but they must have shared my number. And it's him and his brother pointing at the Starlinks in a truck that we had gotten to them, and we got to them just in time because then they could use it to defend Kyiv. So yeah, that was quite a beautiful. To be part of that, it's like I live an interesting life.
Because cool. If not for that access to internet,
they would have been toast. There's no way because Russia was able to block off all other communications, and communications is everything in war.
And even parts of the U.S. military could not figure out how to unjam the access, but Starlink or
Starlink is a distributed system, so it's really not a thing. You can't jam it
because it's just satellite.
It's just flying over Kyiv. There might be 25, and they're all. It's anything is possible, but it's very hard. And just to make sure that close on the Biden stuff, at the end they did actually come around, and they are supporting Starlink. And thank you, the Biden government. But it really was and continues to be a frustrating relationship.
By the way, the craziest thing in that whole story was you guys had a almost $150 million offer to supply the Starlink, but because of social media.
I genuinely think they would prefer my brother fail than help Ukraine. I mean, I genuinely think it's like to that level of emotional weirdness.
Why do you think that is?
There's a genuine bitterness around success in America today, which is really obviously not the reason I came to America. And I mean it not from the average American. I think the average American is very excited for success. I mean it more from these sort of politicians. I'm a Democrat, and I'm honestly really saddened and disappointed by the Democratic side, where they've just been taken over by this bitterness, and so they'd rather cut their nose to spite their face. Like they'd rather hurt an American entrepreneur than succeed in the Ukraine war. I mean, it's really guys, really? We have to sneak this through Canada and Germany to get it in because you guys won't work with us? Like, really? I think there's a path out of it, but we are really seeing it firsthand. This dysfunctional relationship with success and creating value that I think hopefully we'll get through it.
And ambition and innovation needs
But
to
it's
be
also, it's the
celebrated.
American dream, right?
Correct.
To go and come to America, and I live the American dream. I'm the American dream. I came with nothing, and okay, I'm an immigrant. We have this immigration crisis, and I feel for every American when it's like watching these immigrants coming across. And at the end of the day, I also know what it takes to immigrate. It's really hard. It's a filter. Okay, so we're going to get some pretty good people if we are able to figure out how to bring them, merge them into our country. So I'm pro-immigration and so forth, but it's the American dream. Like it's only here, guys. It's great. We should, and we do, for the most part, we actually do celebrate it. But I think the people who are in charge right now don't, and I see a path out of it. I think we're getting through it.